Welcome to another episode of Live with Lizzy, coming to you from very drizzly Boston, Massachusetts. We're really hoping for a break in this weather and some sunny days ahead. Fingers crossed. Today, I am going to read to you from my recently published book, Give It a Home. And then after that, I'm going to share some newer stuff that I'm working on for the open mic that I go to. Today, we're picking up with Chapter 5, titled Red Line. Write or die. I write to turn my feet from the cliff's edge, direct them to the safety of the town. Each word, a fence blocking me from the ledge. Each paragraph, a lasso on a frown. I write because I am so alive now. That didn't always used to be the case. Wanted to die, I just didn't know how to stay numb to keep up a pretty face. I write because if I had to live it, it's clear now, I know how bad my life was, then I deserve to talk about damage. I'm evidence, I'm history, this blood. I write because finally I can speak. Let's see what kind of chaos I can wreak. Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to my younger self. She dissected life like a scientist, to mostly learn from books upon a shelf. So many socialization cues missed. Observing all the girls in the classroom, looking for how to act in the right way. Raised in the style of an institution, my life was about easing my mom's day. I parented myself, Kintsugi girl. I read the magazines of womanhood. Perfect shade of lip smackers, berry swirl. If you get kissed, you simply must taste good. To learn to be a woman is a trip. If you're lucky, hands catch you when you slip. Prophet. What is a prophet whose tongue cannot speak? Just wringing hands and visionary eye. You best let a good prophet say her piece. Her voice will be heard. She won't be denied. A prophet speaks so that she will not burst. Her silver toes are sprinting down the road. She can outrun crowds, even at her worst. She gains more speed when she sets down her load. A woman so released cannot be held, perhaps by gentle hands, but not by chains. She will not cease preaching. She has to tell. A hurt kept secret only brings more pain. Oh, prophet, when is it your turn to rest? Do you know that you aced your final test? Understandable but wrong. My mother thought kids take care of parents. It's understandable. It was her life. When her mother gave birth to the youngest, the epidural left her paralyzed. My mother was the eldest at 7. A fourth sibling, James, died along the way. 3 children still left outside of heaven. My mom tried to get them from day to day. She went with them into an orphanage until the court case settled with the docs. She never reckoned with all of her rage from stolen childhood tossed among the rocks. She thought that daughters take charge very young. It wasn't normal. I knew it was wrong. Confession. I have a confession to give today. There is no kneeler here. There is no priest. I grow so weary of unwanted weight. Please let me in. Let me attend the feast. Aw. Todd, thank you so much. Todd, for those of you listening later in the playback, listener Todd just left me a very nice comment about reading my poetry well. Thank you, Todd. The secrets that I wish to share are these. When I see parents who love their children out loud, measurably, in words and deeds, it broils me black with scalding red offense. I never got that love myself, you see. It's not that anything is going wrong. The good parents are fine. It's all just me. Went without validation for so long. I wish that I could be those little kids. Be comforted, be wanted, be like them. Todd, to answer your question, how did I learn to read my poems so well? Lots and lots of repetition. So much repetition. Everything in this book, in Give It a Home, I have read and reread and reread again many times. One of my goals when I was writing this was to have it only be poetry that would feel nice to hear out loud. I didn't want something that works better on the page than it does out loud, because I think that one of the joys of poetry is when you say it out loud and share it with another person in that way. So, a good question, Todd. Thank you. Teams. I've worked for many husband and wife teams. Bar owners tend to come in pairs like that. One sunny day, I noticed that it seems the wife always wears the cheerleader cap. She spreads the word so far and wide with ease. She tells the people, come see what he does. I always wonder when I see these queens, does being support staff give them a buzz? He's just passionate, one brave wife explained, trying to make his outburst seem okay. My tongue was silent, but my look was pained. I quit that damn job the very next day. I have witnessed the husband and wife team. I did not see the wife pursue her dream. Crepe date. I got stood up today for a crepe date. I have to say, it didn't feel the best. I stood in chilly Boston wind to wait. Show up on time or early, the first test. I gave him 15 minutes past the hour to text or call or message anything. At 1:15, well, this girl hit the door. Come on, man. I'm not asking for a ring, just punctuality or courtesy. I know sometimes things really do come up, but your first impression on good pussy shows smart women exactly what is what. I got stood up today for a crepe date. Maybe some other fish will take the bait. Tea break. Let us be stars. Oh, Lord, the tower's walking down the street. She's not concerned with us. Avert your eyes. Step lively now, her lightning's at your feet. At least your cape looks pretty as you fly. Oh, Lord, the red planet cast its shadow. The crown is struck. It tumbles to the ground. The fools, the kings, the popes, they all must go. The tower doesn't want those men around. Fierce lady sweeps her hand across the sky. She sprinkles flame like Salt Bay seasons steak. Oh, Lord, how very limited our time, yet mortality never a mistake. The angry tower isn't in her prime. Let us be stars, drink deeply, so divine. The whites of your eyes. The whites of your sweet eyes, they contain lines, a folded map of sleepless nights and tears. So angry at the corners, inflamed fire trails tracing to the iris from your fear. The colorful island remains untouched. It stands by as the blood swirls in the waves. It cannot help, it does not have enough. It has resources, but they must be saved. The angry lions retreat and surrender to heal a quiet period of rest. Ask sweetly, death will go where you send her. Be careful, though, she will require a test. The whites of your eyes deserve to be clear. You'll be quite safe one day, kid. Have no fear. Chapter 6. Crash. Little girl. A little girl is meant to be kept safe. Not patriarchally, but out of love. A soft, cozy shelter, a sweet, safe place. These are the hazy things that I dreamed of. A wee person, tiny hands, big feelings. A person who cannot care for herself. Remember with whom it is you're dealing. Young girls should not be forced to share their wealth. The sole appropriate touch is gentle. The only way to speak is quietly. The single option is kindness to her. Be careful, then trust breaks so easily. To be a little girl, a state of mind. It happens in strange places on timelines. Lock. I did not think that I was so complex, but when the men came, they beat me with fists. They sank to knees in frustration, bent necks. They did not think to make my dial twist. I never said that I would not explain, but not one of those men would let me speak. The way to open locks is not with pain, not by forcing the lock to think it's weak. The men could not make me comply, and so they told me that I must be defective. They pointed to the door, it's time to go, but they forgot that this is where I live. A lock that will not yield is not broken. Effortlessly, gentle hands can open. Mushroom cloud. The smoky cloud is hard to see at first. It could be anything, no need to fret. There's no good reason to assume the worst. It isn't time for us to worry yet. But when the cloud grows higher than the trees, when its lining seems to be all aflame, when you see the birds all rising to flee, you'll understand that life is not a game. The hypervigilant eyes are not here, ran hard at sight of burnt and blackened branch. The only ones left now have faced their fear, but only because they received a chance. Terror is not the only way to live, baby. Just let it drop on through the sieve. Shame storm. A shame storm is a certain type of beast. Best to tie the hair back, winds can come on strong. I see it blowing in hard from the east. I run to the cellar, I don't have long. 1,000 beating fists leave dents in steel. You're in trouble, no dinner, go to bed. Don't cry, I'll give you something bad to feel. Leave me alone or you'll wish you were dead. The shame will wrap its hands around my neck, convince me that I'm still breathing just fine. Then once I exhale my hot final breath, shame dons me like a suit, goes for a drive. A shame storm wants to make me a zombie. I'll keep my eyes sharp. I'll keep my mind free. Routine. I looked up, saw high, ragged walls of rut rising on all four sides of me enclosed. Above, no sky to be seen. Absent sun slept in that day. No warming, steady glow. I had 2 daggers handy in my pack. Earth grip, I aimed the blades down to the dirt. I hammered deep into walls. I attacked. Sometimes you have to do the thing that hurts. Hard fist through crumbling roof, I earned the air. Just one hand free at first and then the rest. Sometimes the challenges just are not fair. That doesn't mean I get to skip the test. When scars fade completely, then comes the time to separate what's theirs and what is mine. Winter. What is your winter? Where does it call home? Does it live in a house or in a car? Can you sometimes feel it redden your nose at night outside as you look at the stars? A season doesn't ever last all year, not even deep blue frozen quietude. Keep looking at the melting edges, dear. Spring is running so hard and straight to you. The winter doesn't want your enmity, but then again, conquerors never will. Cold reaches for your wrist. Love, come with me. Do not be fooled. It goes in for the kill. A skyward oak was once an acorn furled. I will not let the winter have this girl. Ashes. Gray ashes go wherever they will please. The hearth is not home, just the starting place. They let go of their former life as trees, earned early retirement. They pulled their weight. They start as one thing, then dissolve and burn. At what point can they not reassemble? A final, lasting point of no return, sail far away as long branches tremble. The humble dust, it moves most quietly. It enters through the locks and window frames. The The guard dog raises its nose at the breeze, but ashes will evade. They know the game. Grandfather tree and father log concur. Their prodigal ash son does not deserve. Axis. I spent a long time learning x-axis, then equal time finding y-axis too. My limited knowledge of dimensions, as far as I knew, there were only two. But then a fucking zigzag came my way. New information, what to do with it. I've learned it's best to take at least a day to stop, to breathe, to rest, to sit with it. Z-axis is a new move I don't know, though I'm told I'm allowed to go that way. It eases me into a kinder flow. It makes the hardest things in life okay. Three-dimensional movement is complex. I'm told best brace or else you'll break your neck. Sylph. The sylph. She moves through air the way we do, yet shake your confidence. She is not us. Her home is somewhere to our eyes brand new. Your hands move straight through her. You are nonplussed. It's time for her to explain what she is. She leads you far into the darkened woods. I am the air itself, the windy kiss that makes the apples of your cheeks feel good. She knows the bark of every branch within, observant as they fall and cease their play. She sits with nurse logs as they grow saplings. She asks them how they feel inside that day. If you would make your home here in the trees, I'll give Sweet Death a call. She'll set you free. Tea time. Chapter 7. Inner Peace or Bust. Blackened Wings. A dream outgrows itself, becomes the ground. It builds a home for seeds of coming dawn. A nightmare readies fists for the next round. This time it cannot win. The cards are drawn. Morpheus, boy of Hypnos, blackened wings. Clouds gather thick within me. You can't fly. So close, but never quite there, Guardian. Your daily office hours happen at night. A dream solidifies or drifts away. Each whisper, interwoven spider silk. The leaf that's given time will greet the day. Sword shoulders for the warriors who knelt. A dream is an illusion till it's real. Don't look too carefully, just breathe and feel. Ladybug. A ladybug rides on my right shoulder. I notice it as I wait for the light. These days on the sidewalk, I feel bolder. To be seen by others, it feels so right. The ladybug saw me. It chose landing, chose stopping by, it chose to come be with me. I wish I could set it into a ring, this tiny red and black gem, so pretty. I'd wear it with a beautiful new gown, a one-shoulder number tailored to kill. No fucking stilettos will bring me down. I'll wear flats because I'm paying the bill. A ladybug reminds me who I am. She knows all's going according to plan. Guts. Look at these guts. I think they've had enough. They did their time. They stayed so fucking brave. They look unkind, but these guts need some love. Just a sweet, gentle touch. Don't rearrange. Look at these guts. They shouldn't be outside. But if that has to be the state of things, then I'll take these guts with me on my ride. I'll love them if they're what I have to bring. Look at these guts. Worked 24/7 to keep me safe from folks who meant me harm. They did their job, now I have my heaven. These days, nobody gets to grab my arm. My guts are quite exhausted. Time to rest. Each new day does not have to be a test. The loving ground. Someday I'll rest inside the loving ground. A weighted blanket, calming, soft release. But till that day, I'll make a joyful sound. I'll focus my efforts on finding peace. I did the math, and as it all adds up, so far I've spent about 10,000 bucks on therapy copays. That's so damn much. The fact that I have access, mostly luck. It can't all be for nothing. It's my job to make the shitty past into something that makes me feel less like I got so robbed of safety, loving home, good family. Someday I'll rest inside the loving ground. For now, I think I'll fucking stick around. Aging. I'm watching myself age. I receive gifts, crow's feet, and sweet nasolabial folds. Never thought I'd get to see my face shift. Never thought I would see myself grow old. But my tree trunk rings stacked up all the same. To my astonishment, I stayed alive. I learned the secret rules to play the game, and now I teach the young ones to survive. Passage of time, something I will not fight. The body's just the fur coat of the soul. It shows some wear with time, but that's all right. It's gorgeous, even with a couple holes. A new face, sort of, reflects back to me. Same green eyes, all new possibilities. Knees. I currently have 2 bruised, scabby knees. They ache each time I bend them, though I must. I took a spill, went flying in the breeze. The scabs will flake in time, this much I trust. To trip as an adult is to fall far. Mistakes have greater consequence with age. The sidewalk was uneven, went down hard. The pain filled me with blinding, childish rage. In that moment, I recalled who I am. A girl who heals and heals and heals again. I make a scarred body so fucking glam. I have no want for lovers nor for friends. The scabs, they come and go, and I remain. These days, the pleasure far outweighs the pain. Shoebox. A shoebox tucked away in a closet, buried deep in geologic layers of coats and shoes and cozy down blankets, tied tight with string and sealed with silent prayers. A tidy stack of images within, some curling yellow from an ancient time, still others sharp as a handsome man's grin. Lift up the box, brush off the flakes of grime. Upend it, make a space for something new. Wipe out the dusty corners, make it clean. Fill up the box with pictures that feel true, new photos that explain just what I mean. The closet can be opened and aired out. I never again have to go without. King seed. People are loving me through my mistakes. They're rowing me along to kinder shores. They seem to think that I have what it takes. They know I won't break if they ask for more. People are showing me a sweeter way. They don't abandon me when I stumble. They see I'm imperfect and that's okay. They understand how life laid me humble. People used to mean danger to my eye. I learned an early predator palate. I always wanted comfort in this life. It took me decades of errors to get it. People I've found can do all sorts of things. Each body contains the seed of a king. Folks. Folks are trying so hard and they mean well, especially the ones who seem to be a hammer designed just to ring your bell, an arrow aimed directly at your knee. Folks all do their damn best throughout the day. Sometimes they're on the spot, just like you, friend. Occasionally, people lose their way and find themselves in a social dead end. Folks are not grown just because they're grown up. Their height, their weight, their age don't mean a thing. Sometimes you're dealing with a little pup, a newcomer, their first time in the ring. Folks are evolution walking around. We try real hard. We end up in the ground. cards. I asked the cards. They said, "Don't be afraid." I did not seek a second opinion. They spoke to me in 3 unique displays. They told me not to fear the coming win. The cards joined hands and voices spoke as one. How much work will it take for you to feel like you contain enough good to be loved, like all the kindness you receive is real? Take off your spectacles and rub your eyes. What stands before you unfamiliar is not a threat. Now that is a surprise. Believe it, this one's all meat, no filler. To be seen as a goddess, not as prey. I never fucking thought I'd see the day. Crow. A crow, deep violet in golden hour. Dark crown upon a roughened concrete wall. The housing rises high, it's safe but dour. Windows with break-in bars won't let you fall. What does it even mean, necessity? That finish line, just shifting desert sands. A roof, 4 walls, a quiet place to sleep. Collections, spending just because you can. The crow turns beady eye, it considers. I pause as well and breathe with little bird. I do not have much, but I'm not bitter. You cannot buy the way I have with words. No mother braids adorn my shining hair. I wove them all myself. No one was there. Break new ground. Came out as pansexual to my pal, the one who I tell important things to. He was so damn proud of me, and I felt like I could finally speak my own truth. He's gay himself, and he can't wait for Pride. He's gonna show me off, show me around. I always wondered why I'm not a bride, but now I get the chance to break new ground. I feel a heaviness leaving my spine. My face feels more like smiling by the hour. My body somehow feels much more like mine, a sweetness spreading where I was so sour. This summer just got more interesting. Let's see what open-mindedness will bring. Grumpy. Unleash the loudest thunder to ring out. Let rain fall heavy to the beaten earth. The birds will all still fly, they will not drown. The rabbits play in mud, they love the dirt. So sing it out, the time has come to pray. We kneel on mossy logs with lowered heads. We know the storm cannot rage hard all day. We love it when it lives and when it's dead. We rise again to our feet and the sun sees us. She is reminded who she is. She sweeps away the storm, our joyful one. Yes, with our help, she has regained her gifts. Oh, sing your song, you grumpy thunder gods. We are so strong, we've never been at odds. Monochrome. The local park is lit in monochrome. Someone replaced the white streetlights with green. It's giving Great Gatsby vibes from the tone. I always thought that Daisy was so mean. The leaves cannot be real. They are so bright, my eyes mistook their glow for moon towers. A perfect medium wavelength of light. The green sets off the radiant flowers. I do not have to yearn from far away. I do not pine for what other hands hold. Much less a daisy, more a daisy may. My fingers never knew the touch of gold. The light at the end of my dock is lit. Let's see who rows across to be with it. Chapter 8. Geographic. Winding trails. An achingly long journey finds its end. Exhausted knees meet unforgiving ground. A voyage such as this requires some friends. If I don't start with them, they must be found. A weathered wooden treasure chest sits here. Inside, a door which opens at my touch. It holds every emotion, hope and fear and joy and anger, things that are too much. The chest is an illusion, can't you see? The feelings cannot be contained this way. Better to let them out, to walk, to breathe, to find a way to occupy their day. What winding trails I find in adulthood. I do my best to choose a path that's good. Attic behavior. Today, I'm moving to a fresh new home. It has large windows that reveal the sky, a place where I will sleep each night alone, a third floor attic bedroom way up high. Each day can be a new start if you choose. Sometimes you need a real geographic. It isn't always the right choice to move, though when it works, it's genuine magic. A home at its core starts inside of you. It lets you expand it to your fullest self. If you notice that something else comes through, it's time to send that would-be home to hell. An attic with a window opened wide, a sweet spreading smile, eyes becoming bright. Honey yellow. A small green love seat, gray blanket across. The walls, soft lilac, scentless garden blooms. A rack for hanging clothes shows off its gloss. So many details in my new bedroom. A window way up high, no street in view. A low shelf made of bamboo for the plants. Some nooks for books I read when I'm unglued. A low black chest of drawers to hold my pants. A full-length mirror hanging on the door. A linen blanket, warm honey yellow. There's elbow room for me to become more. Had help moving in from my ex-fellow. A room of one's own, like Ms. Wolfe once said. Of course, the softest memory foam bed. Night 1. The first night in a new apartment's hard. I've done this part before, I know the deal. Long day of heavy lifting punched my card. Coffee too late keeps my green eyes wide peeled. The bed is comfy, but it's not the same. The traffic sings past at different speed. I focus on the things that I can name. I remember I have all that I need. Sleep does not come so easy on night 1. Traditionally, I enjoy routine, so changing where I live is never fun. At least this time I'm not new on the scene. Just put each hour of night 1 behind you. Use coping skills. Do what you have to do. Houseplants. My houseplants are learning a fresh new window. Their leaves are turning, searching out the sun. They find themselves upon a new table. They have no clue just what it is I've done. Houseplants have understanding unlike mine. Our perspectives don't overlap that much, yet I know that these plants will be just fine under the care of my green thumb's sure touch. The high window invites warm breeze inside. My plants, they get to feel the singing air. I'm here because I failed, although I tried. This is a space I do not have to share. I am just living my days one by one. What beautiful houseplants to be among. Self-soothe. I live somewhere my family can't find. At least the ones related by cold blood. My chosen folks are welcome here, that's fine, but people who lack empathy can stop. Those come no closer than the garden gate. Their scratching claws leave no marks as they wail. No bread and salt for teachers of raw hate. They try to enter, but to no avail. The friendly person sees the path truly, notices a narrow trail to the left, deftly avoids the rough and roving beasts, so silky and so quiet and so deft. Shadows, imperceptible as they move. To enter my kingdom, you will self-soothe. White flag. I'm home. I am home and I am healing. I'm heavy with hope, but it's worthy weight. I'll help myself to heaping portions, please. I have to taste it all. Fill up my plate. Heave all the windows high. The house exhales. How wide awake we feel in the fresh air. The haze has cleared. The wind will fill our sails. The bed sheets, line-dried crisp, ironed with care. Have you ever held healthy self-regard? Have you looked forward to the open door? Are you holding your head underwater? Have you felt some doubt that there can be more? A home so high up over city streets. Hang up the white flag. I am at my ease. All right, that was a few chapters from my new book, Give It a Home, which is available and through the link that you can find in the chat. This beautiful book is a slim 5x8 printed on groundwood, easy on the eyes, a pleasure to read. And if you buy it direct from me, I will personally ship it to you and include this spiffy sticker as well. Spiffy sticker looks great on my thermos, as you can see. So yeah, go ahead and check out that link and get yourself a signed copy. Now we move on to some newer stuff that I'm working on for the weekly open mic that I attend at the Cantab Lounge in Cambridge, Massachusetts. If anybody's in the Boston area, you should come check it out. It's a really good scene. Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. So, moving on to some free verse, spoken word. Sweet dirty mouth. I spent too many days away from writing, and it began to leak into my real life. At work, when I opened my mouth to speak, purple ink bubbled over my bottom lip and down my chin. It flooded the floors, sloshed away all the tables and chairs in the cafe, darkened the windows from inside, then rose so high it blackened the ceiling, soaked through the shingles, pooled on the roof, and then cascaded down to cover the whole town. The Charles is a different kind of filthy now. It's full of ink from my sweet dirty mouth. Do not love me. Please do not love me. My ribs were not cast with hinges. If you open me and remove my heart, it happens with violence. You leave me spatchcocked, sternum unlocked, closer than ever before to the two-dimensional world. I cannot be your girl. Please do not love me. My bones will forget their form if they melt for you. I am no garden snail, I grow no shell, and your devotion leaves me softened in the rain, leaves me crawling for you so often that it cannot be healthy, cannot be something for my gain. Please do not love me. Do not force me to use the parachute I keep unfurling and packing, unfurling and packing, unfurling and packing again. There is no testing, it seems, only trusting and release, defense and attack, dry land and the seas. Please do not love me. I am origami tissue, and my skin will not forget where you place your touch. I will show it all, whether you crumple me or make me a bird, all delicate feet and wings among the rough. Please do not love me, unless you will take every drop of my blood and refill my yearning veins with yours, unless you will press my ear to your chest so I can hear the waves, unless you also know that the moon does not show its face when you do not sleep next to me, unless my cool breath is what you crave. Do what you must, just please do not love me. There's a trick to it. My trusty ride died a few days ago. It ran full speed right until it burned out. It passed in the middle of the commute, far from the end of its natural life. The folks at the shop tactfully told me that rehabbing my pink sticker-clad steed would cost more than a good used replacement, then left it to me to choose my own way. I loved them for the lack of pressure and the time to think the shop guys allowed me. In those moments, I thought of my father and his parade of decayed pickup trucks. Bodies already well worn at the point they reached his hands and experienced him, a man who thought he could stop how time rusts. I saw myself tripping down that same path, always making do, having to recall how there's a trick to it, which is really poverty language for we can't afford to repair this, which is unbearable, so we'll pretend it's a skill set others should envy to make our way of life work. I politely declined the repair and looked instead for a new scooter to ride, something that would carry me down the road instead of asking me to bear its weight. Thank you so much for joining me tonight for some spoken word poetry and for listening to me read from my new book, Give It a Home. Give It a Home. Oops. Give It a Home. There it is. Which is now available for purchase straight from my website. Hand packed and shipped, sealed with a kiss by the author herself. What could be better than that? So I have one more poem to share with you, and then we'll call it a night. Underground. When I get close to the red line at night, I cannot always bear the things I find. I have dreams of the Harvard T-stop, the station where the trains arrive. The entrance I used back when I was in grad school was curving and tiled and wide. I used to run hard to catch the outbound train. I thought there was so little time. I felt fully grown, but I was a fool, completely bark and zero bite. I have dreams of the Porter T-stop, the one with the windmill so high. Should have known that I had a disorder when I saw those tall stairs and climbed. Exercise to forget the eating, ground my body up and down flights. My knees still remind me of choices I made based on needs of others, not mine. I have dreams of the Davis T-stop, the place where the buses pull up, where I sat waiting for some nobody man who never showed. That day was rough. I reckoned with the recklessness of a guy who had different standards for love. Then I cut my losses, bought Plan B alone. The burden of silence will cut. I have dreams of the alewife T-stop, the end where the whole thing begins. I used to arrive before sunrise, park up high, hope one day I'd win. I don't have that car or that life now. That time was wings, but now I'm fins. I'm swimming in safer streams these days, correcting the falsified sins. When I get close to the red line at night, I cannot always bear the things I find. But when I feel I cannot stand it all, I find a safe place such as this to fall. Thanks again to everyone who joined for some live poetry tonight. I'm so happy that you decided to come and listen to me. If you enjoyed what you heard, please buy my book or consider a subscription to my Substack. I'd really love to have you. Have a great rest of your day, and I hope you join again next time for another episode of Live with Lizzy. Bye.